Welcome to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into none other than family or fiance. This is season 4, episode 3. I never have the name. And to my knowledge, it's
Crazy Angry Love.
okay. Look at Nels. Crazy Angry Love. I got Tiara and Aikeem. That's their name, and that's what it is. All right. So, welcome, Shade Squad, and all of our new viewers. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into it. And yeah, because it's a lot of trauma to get into. Let's get shady.
Did you say trauma?
Yeah, trauma.
That's what
All right, y'all. So let's get into our couple, Tiara and Aikeem. I'm sorry. They've been dealing with each other since they were in high school. Do we know where they from? I don't think they say where they from. I was trying to pick up on their accent.
they was giving me real Philly vibes, but I'm not really.
Yeah, I was giving me that type. It wasn't New York, but it was giving me up north. Like
I wasn't sure because I was like, is it just because we just did Ready to Love?
I was thinking that same thing. That's why I
wasn't. I don't know why. They was definitely giving me Philly vibes.
Okay, so y'all drop down in the comments, let us know where you think they from. So Aikeem shares that he deals with anger issues and trauma from his mother, who is a former addict, and that causes problems.
She's not a former. She during this episode, she currently is.
Okay. I was trying to give Mama some grace, but Nell said no. She gonna hold it.
You're always trying to give somebody grace.
She said she gonna hold Mama to task, and no, she's still on that shit. So anyway, and this is causing problems in his relationship. Now they meet Tracy at the house, y'all. You know, a good girl, T. McMillan, and they sit down and tell their story. Now, they are all of. This is the first thing that I ain't even gonna hold you. Turn me off to their whole story. They're 25 and 26. They met in elementary school. I guess they've been feeling each other since they was 12. And she thinks their biggest issue is communication. Now, I think the biggest issue, I ain't nobody's therapist, I ain't go to school for it. However, I just think that y'all are still babies and you don't know. This is just my opinion. I know people do it all the time, and I'm not saying that you can't be successful in doing it. I do think, however, just me, age, experience. Y'all know I got a birthday coming up this week. You know what I'm saying? I be getting wise and stuff. But I just think that you really kind of really don't know yourself until you're like in your 30s. I just really feel that way. Or know what you like really want. Like, because what you wanted in your 20s is not what you want in your 30s. So, at least in my opinion. So I just feel like for them to be even contemplating this big of a decision, and especially with them having the issues that they have, I kind of was like, why? Like, if y'all really want to be together, y'all got time. No, but I can understand to her point because we obviously learned she done been through some things, but we'll get there. So, Tiara thinks, like I said, their issue is communication. He admits that he shuts down. Tracy says that he has a self-regulation issue.
I said, clock it.
Okay. He talks about coming home as a kid and having to care for himself. He says his mother would sleep during the day and then run the streets at night. They both agree that this is something that they would never do, to their kids. And he says that he cried at night wanting his mother to be home with him. So Tiara reveals when she first met his mom, she was high, and says she doesn't know what she's like without it.
And ain't never seen her sober since.
And said even to this day. So Aikeem said his mother is trying to wean herself off of her addiction. Tracy tells them they need to learn how to handle each other. And so Tiara says that, she had a decent childhood, but unfortunately she was pow in the nightclub situation in Orlando. The post nightclub. Yeah. She said that she was with her cousin, and unfortunately she passed away from her injuries. So that was very
in her lap.
In her lap, yeah. I was gonna say in her arms, but in her lap. So that was very unfortunate, and I'm sure that's created a lot of, which is to my point. even though they're 26, 25, or whatever they are. When I'm saying, oh, you have time, I guess in her mind and what she's been through, it probably doesn't feel that way because her life has flashed before her eyes. So I absolutely understand why maybe she's like, I want to solidify things in life. So again, I always like to tell y'all, I like to think about it from everybody's perspective, even though I don't agree with it. Look,
including the devil.
including the devil. Okay, don't do that. Anyway, so then Akeem has invited his mother, his grandmother, and his aunt Kiara. Um, and then she's invited her mother, sister, and her god brother. And Tiara says that her mother gets along with his grandmother, but not so much the mom.
Well, that's because she got more sense.
I was getting that too. And then Tracy tasks Akeem with the unpack your baggage, which we've seen before. And Tiara gets red hot questions from Akeem's family, which no shade. And I think it's cute that they put like a nice name to these tasks. But let's just say go out and let them ask you some questions and address their concerns, because that's what we're doing.
Because it really sounds like they got the same task for real.
Right. Let's just say that. But I get, I heard you, Tracy. I get it. You trying to be creative.
So his family arrives, first, and his mom, Venus, what?
I was gonna say his mama, right?
Yeah, his mom, Venus, said, she doesn't think they're ready to get married, especially since, he normally runs things by her, but now he's running things by Tiara first, and she don't like that. She don't like that. His grandmother said before she gives her blessing, she wants her grandson to be stable in who he is. And she got to watch him, stand on his own. And then Tiara's family arrived, and Miss Venus, Akeem's mama, quickly exited the building. Okay. And he went and got her and said, come on, come say hi to these folks. Okay. You need to come meet my future wife's family. Okay.
Okay. I did have a question though.
What?
When she said, well, he usually runs everything by me, I was a little confused based off of, as we get deeper into the episode, and her not seemingly, I don't know. That's why I kind of was with mom, where I was like confused. Like, if you're talking about the past and I'm not being there, but being here now, and that's why I can think that she is somewhat sober. Maybe she slips and
Oh
had,
yeah, she's in a program. Remember, they said she's in a program. To give her drugs to wean her off the drugs she's on. So yeah, she's more present now. But he's talking about, when he was a kid and he had to take care of himself and find food to eat. He ain't had no money, and she used to leave him alone. And he talking about he was waking up in the middle of the night crying because she wasn't there. Les says she's been around since they were teenagers. She was like a second mom to Akeem, and says, we'll be okay as long as everybody keep it copacetic and respectful. And we know who that's a shout out to, Miss Ma'am that exited stage left. Okay. So with everyone gathered, Tiara wanted to hear the family's concerns, and her friend Shadira said that her concern is that they don't communicate with each other and actually hear each other out, and told Akeem nobody's, out here to hurt you, and he needs to express himself better. Celeste, I like Shadira too. I like Grandma Venus a lot. Celeste,
I feel like I like the aunt more.
Because you're an advocate.
No, I feel like the aunt was like, no,
she definitely wasn't. I think that's where what's really B was saying, you might have been getting them confused. The aunt is the one that had on the green, and the grandmother is the one that kind of had like a deeper, kind of raspier voice.
Okay, so then that's maybe who I'm thinking about. You're right.
Yeah. The aunt was the one advocating the BS. Just
okay.
Co-signing the BS,
Okay, see, no, I didn't like that. I thought that was the grandma, because I liked whoever was like, no, that's his experience.
That was the grandma.
Okay,
that was the grandma. Yeah, that was the grandma. So Celeste also said that communication is an issue, and she told Tiara that she can come off as strong, and Akeem gets so angry and he needs to learn to listen. And he has a lot that he needs to work on in regards to his side of the family. And let me say something: if looks could kill,
Okay. Because
Miss
they was
Ma'am,
looking like, what's that supposed to mean?
yeah, Venus, girl, you know what it means, okay? You know what I'm glad she did actually be open and honest when they finally sat down with the therapist, because that's not what she was given before that.
Right.
Um,
She was definitely in denial.
Eric's concern is Akeem mending his relationship with his mother, and said it seems like when you don't hear from your mom, you get mad and take it out on Tiara. Yeah, that's what we're not gonna do. Okay. His grandmother Venus told him that Tiara and his mother have a history, and sometimes she can antagonize him to say things to his mother. And she doesn't feel like that's a good thing. And his aunt Nicole said her concern is that he doesn't put his mother in a place of prestige. See, this is the BS, okay? And said he needs to come to a balance with his two women. Now that statement I did agree with, but
Okay, I agree with that too, but I get what you're saying, that's that bull.
a place of prestige, man. Why does she deserve that? Because she gave birth to me.
No, right. She has to earn that. And I absolutely agree.
So his mother Venus said her concern is she doesn't want their union to come in between mother and son time during the task. Okay. I'm guessing this is for Akeem. Listen, I was
Mm-hmm.
when I just don't
You
look.
stupid.
Okay. His first question was, what does he think about Tiara and his mom? And he said both of them can catch an attitude when he's going to see one or the other. Okay. Basically he has to have a conversation with them several times to find out what the main problem is. And Celeste mentioned that his mom said, if I ask you to dinner, basically I'm not excluding, if I ask my daughter to dinner, I'm not gonna just exclude you, because am I tripping?
No. So what happened was Akeem, her mother is pissed because of what his mother said
Okay, this is not
about if they had dinner.
this is not at the task yet.
No. She points out at the task. She said, I would never have, or you're saying they're still at the table?
I don't know.
You're funny.
Oh, yeah, no, this is during the task. Yeah, you're
Okay,
right.
yeah. So no, the mama was just saying, hey, how dare your mother say that basically out loud, like it was right. Oh, that she just wants time with you and she wants to be able to spend time with her son without Tiara, and this is your partner. She was like, I would have never said that I'm having a dinner. And he realizes that his mom was wrong as hell for that.
He said that his mom has to understand that he comes as a package deal now.
Right.
So before before somebody's not invited to dinner, that was the same person who helped him find dinner. I said, Period, you better put some. Now he
You gotta
holds her some prestige.
right.
Okay, Auntie Nicole.
And
Um,
I think that's why her and the mama butt heads. I think the mama she sees that and she wants her son to
oh,
view
and
her in the
you're
same.
supposed to get it because you his mama, child.
Mm-hmm.
Eric asked if he thinks that his mom will really understand why their relationship is the way it is. Akeem said that he has to work on communicating with his mom in the moment. Um, so he said back then, he didn't have conversations and tell her, you left me here with no food, you left me here with no money, no nothing. And Tiara's mom said, you shouldn't have to. Okay, you're the child, and that's abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to understand that you are not responsible for that. Okay. The next question was if he thinks his upbringing is part of the reason he's so defensive. And he said, yeah, I always felt like I had to defend myself. He said he's older now and he tries to deal with things differently. But his biggest thing is his temper. So then Tiara's first question was, is it going to be a problem for his mother, Venus, and Akeem to spend time together? And Tiara said that basically the problem is when he goes over there to visit with his mama, he's all happy go lucky, and when he comes back home she sees a different side of him where he's all concerned that his mama is going to OD and no longer be here. So she don't get the happy side when he goes to visit her. So okay, well, I get where you're coming from. And his mom said, "Where is it going to be?" What?
I get where I absolutely understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all drop down in the comments, let me know what y'all think. I personally thought I I felt a little bit, and I get what she was doing, but a little part of me felt like Tiara was too busy speaking up for him, and that's why the mother and everyone else couldn't receive it, because it's not coming from him. So she's like, this is what he's saying to me, and da da da, but he can't say it to them, so it makes her look crazy. It
Well,
does.
because she feels responsible to do it, because he, like he said, he hasn't done it yet. He
Right,
hasn't.
and I get that, but I also think that, I don't know, I get her trying to help, but I think a lot of times her too busy trying to mother him and pull him out of there and calm him down, and it was
Well,
just
I wouldn't even call it mothering. I mean, you have to think about the fact that they grew up as kids together. So
right,
she's seen this for a very long time, and he's always needed help. And we can't say that that's mothering, because they were around the same age. And yes, as I mean, she had to get him food or whatever. And yes, I guess essentially that's mothering, but really that could be friends, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm helping you out, and I know you're in a bad situation. At the
right,
end of the day, I saw where you came from. I saw what it was. I saw what you needed, and I was there to help you. And that's what I'm doing now. I see what you need. I see that you need help expressing yourself. And I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying that's what I think, that's what she feels. He does not do a good job of expressing himself, especially to his mother, and she
right.
feels like these concerns and his feelings need to be expressed. So she's trying to do it for him because he don't know how to do it.
Okay, but she's also, I felt like she was putting herself in the middle, and and
Well, because
unfortunately,
she's been in the middle. She's been in the middle forever since
right, I know that, but she's what I'm saying is I can understand the mother's family or his family's perspective when none of this comes from him. He seems to be the clearly grandma was the only one that had a clue, because they were both like, no, he's still harping
No,
on
they
this. We
weren't
thought
like,
he moved
no,
on.
they were just in denial. I think the problem is that um Tiara just, she feels responsible. Like she
No, I
feels
hear what
like
you said. I just
it's
didn't
her
think she should have put
responsibility.
herself in a line of fire when he wasn't speaking up.
Girl,
Now, I will say this.
it's your man. Listen, it's your man. That's your man, her man, her man. You gonna put yourself in a line of fire. Especially if I don't, I feel like I'm going to continue to get the fire that you deserve.
Okay, that's a valid point.
So yeah, listen, y'all got to work this out. So his mom said, "Where is it going to be? Where is it going to become a thing where he can't? When has it become a thing where he can't come and talk to me?" And said, he's worried. She said that he's worried about hurting your feelings. He doesn't want to come off disrespectful, and he can't open up to you, okay? Because you don't give him space. You don't open the floor for him, okay?
Right.
Venus said that he has to find a way to say it. His grandmother said, either way, he said, either way he said it's going to be disrespectful. Okay. And some people can't handle the truth. I said, oh, Grandma Venus, you're better. Okay. And that clearly hit a chord with Mama Venus, because she said, you know what, I'm getting irritated and I'm ready to walk away. Girl, you so good at it, gone.
Well,
You so good
damn.
at it. Go on. Go on. Leave us alone. Leave us all alone. Okay. Not just your boy. Venus said it seems like she's the main focus of all the problems. Tara basically said exactly.
I love when she said what she didn't say respectfully, but she said, can I be honest? You are something like that. She said, to be honest, you are, but she said it so respectfully. That's why it makes me think she said respectfully, you are, but that's how it came out. It was funny.
I would have been like, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. You are. And this is and his aunt Nicole told Tiara that she doesn't know what she's been through to make her who she is. That ain't my responsibility or Akeem's. What I need you to be is a good mama. Give a damn what? The hell does that mean? It said that the things Akeem went through made him who he is today.
Now, this I
And
thought was
and,
disgusting.
and he needs to have humility for his mom. You're right. The things he went through made him who he is today, and that's why we're here.
And
Did,
that's why
did
he's
you
a
not?
little
Did you
fucked
not?
up.
Did you not get that? Did you not get that, Aunt Nicole?
Yeah.
Girl, you act like he the president. And because he had a strung out mama, now he the president. No, that's not what's going on here. That's not
Right.
what's happening here. He's not some super successful dude who had a strung out mama and now he has some success story. He has anger issues.
Right. And I mean, even if he was successful on a different level, it doesn't change the fact of mentally how he might be messed up or
Exactly.
emotionally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was
So,
I was like, who he is? What are we saying here? Okay.
mhm.
Tiara said that the past affects her and Akeem's relationship because he brings it with him. And then it comes out in spurts and he'll be like, people think that he's crazy. And she said, because you are. Okay, because really, where the hell is this coming from? Um, his mom and Aunt Nicole seem to be super confused, okay, about the animosity that he has for his mama. And then his mom says she's over it. His grandmother said it's because he's trying to make a life for himself. Okay, girl, you can't be over it. Don't be over it. Then Tiara told his mom that he mirrors you so well. So
Mm,
I said, ooh. He quits before it even happens and said that I need you to get it together.
I loved it. And I ain't
Don't
even gonna hold you.
know.
I said, go ahead, Tierra.
She said, I don't know what you're scared of or what's holding you back, but I know you can do it and I want to see you do it. I said, "Ooh, all right. Listen, I don't listen. This tiara I liked. The tiara towards the end, it was like night and day. I
That
don't. It was
right.
like, oh, I guess you can't regulate your emotions either. What is going on?
Right. So then we basically see them sit down and have dinner and they're discussing, their
Girl,
tasks.
they had sugar pasta is what they had.
Sugar pasta, absolutely. So she brings up their conversations about boundaries between her and his mom. He explains it's not a competition between these two ladies, and he tells his mother that he's going to always love and respect her, but he also has to give that same love and respect to his wife. So Tiara's mother speaks up about how she didn't appreciate that. Mama was real mad about that. She was like, I didn't appreciate you saying you
Yes,
wanted one-on-one time with your son without Tiara. So his mom said that that's her only son, and basically she feels that she deserves that. And so grandma chimes in and agrees that it's not right. His mother says that Akeem is the one that reached out to her and suggested they spend a day together and then showed up with Tiara. So then this is what I didn't like. See, this is what I'm saying. So then Tiara says he wanted to have a serious conversation with her and felt that he needed the support. That's when I needed him to speak up. Because again, it makes her look
we
like
all need him to speak up, but what you're not about to do is just because he's a little punk ass and won't do it is attack who the hell I am and attack why I was there. I need to because he won't speak up. I'm not just gonna sit there and be quiet. I'm gonna let you know why I was there. He definitely needed to speak up, but he a little we 25. He a little bitch.
oh
He a little
well.
bitch and just know how to throw tantrums. Okay, and she needed to speak up for herself because he couldn't. He couldn't defend her.
Well, Akeem's mom wants to know why they couldn't have a conversation, and he admits because they both shut down, there would be no conversation. His mom thinks that this is all BS and says, that they can talk about anything. She really, I just is so disconnected. And so Akeem responds when
I
she's
think I,
there.
I think I think she's super connected. She was just putting on for the cameras. She did not want everybody and their mama to know what was going on. And I think once
I
you
thought I thought a lot of her Oh, I'm leaving, and it was what having to do with embarrassment as well. I do
Yeah,
agree.
I think she only got comfortable because I don't know if somebody told her, let her in on the secret. Girl, we know. It's all we know. Guess what? We knew before you arrived at the house.
Right.
Okay, you might as well just be honest.
So, yeah. So basically, he talks about, yeah, I can talk to you when you were there, and she feels like, well, I was always
When
there,
was I there?
and
When was I not
right,
there?
and he goes back to him being left in the house alone. She
Name
immediately
the
gets
streets that they was living on and all.
right. She immediately gets defensive. His mother claims it was all a lie. It was all a lie. And Carly, it was all a
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
lie. Okay. And he starts to become unhinged at this point and starts to pop off at his mom about being left alone, which is what I think he needs to do. This is what I'm saying. He needed to have it. Sucks that he had to, but we clearly see.
I think what see that's the problem is he's only doing this out of anger. When he really needs to sit down and have a conversation, he won't do it. But he's angry now because he's expressing himself and being vulnerable, and she's calling him a liar. So yes, he needs to do it, but not under these circumstances because ain't nobody gonna receive that shit.
Well, and mom obviously shuts down. So Tiara escorts him away from the table while his aunt says, and that's when another thing too that I didn't like about certain situations. Sometimes I feel like she'd be like, I want you to communicate, and be like, let a mother calm down a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Give
Definitely.
them a minute. She was too on top of him. I want you to talk. And don't get me wrong, Nels can tell you, I'm one of those people. But I also know in the people that I'm dealing with, i.e., her or my partner, if I don't give them that minute, it's just going to prolong their anger because they need a minute
And
to
make you more
digest
and make you more angry.
and make you angrier. Yeah. So that was another thing that I didn't like. I just didn't, and I can understand. I feel like Dr. Tracy tried to point that out to her too. Like, you're just too, that's what I mean by mothering. Like, she just jumping in and just get that boy a minute to
I
get himself
but
together.
see, and I do feel like that is what it is, but I feel like I said, I feel like she feels that it's her responsibility
Yeah, because she's been doing it since she was younger. Right.
because he didn't have a mama around, her and his mom, her and her mom essentially, I don't want to say took him in, but took him in as like their child, basically.
Right.
It was her boyfriend, but I think she's just used to doing it for so long. So I don't want to hold her like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you need to stop doing like she feels like it's her responsibility. She's been
No,
doing it.
and I get that, but I also think that it's important to, even I had to learn, oh, I think because I'm happy or I can talk to people, you got to let sometimes people deal with their own
And
emotions
like
in
you
their own
said, she
time.
young, they babies.
Yeah, they're young. So, anyway, basically his aunt says that, this is his experience and his truth. And
That
regardless
was
of how
not
his
his
mom
aunt.
feels,
That was not his aunt.
oh, I'm sorry, the grandma. And
Yeah.
his mama wants to leave again. And Akeem feels like his mother makes him feel like he imagined everything, which she's basically gaslighting him. And that's really,
Mhm.
that would make anybody angry, especially based off of what he's told us about his childhood. So
Mhm. So then the next morning,
now
Akeem
this was off the craziness. Like,
Akeem wakes up on the wrong side of the bed. Okay. I mean, he woke up pissed off. He said that for him to wake up, and still be this pissed off, it's because, he went deep last night. And to be called a liar just pissed him off. So what's this girl name? Tiara. Tiara pulled him to the side. You know, now she did have a little attitude when she did it, okay? And told him, he's probably still upset about the things that happened last night. And that's when they need to have a conversation. I disagree. Okay. He said, if I'm mad and you see that I'm mad, you get mad because I'm mad.
mm-hmm.
That and you know what that made me think of? Like
Me?
if you see a bull, right? If you see a bull
Right.
ready to charge, you don't jump in there with the bull. You wait until the bull is asleep or the bull is calmed down. Okay.
Right.
But it was giving you like to charge the bull. Okay.
That's a very great analogy. Go ahead, Nels.
Yeah, don't charge the bull. They're dangerous. Bulls are dangerous. Okay. They'll flip your ass. All right. Don't charge the bull. Okay. Don't
Some
charge
people
your
like
bull
to
up
be
safe.
flipped,
Don't. I see.
flipped
You
and
know what?
smacked and
I can't do it. This is not after dog. Okay. um, she said because when it's time to have a conversation with you, you already, you're already mad. Okay. So you blow up and you act irrational. Um, that made no sense to me. If
it didn't make no sense to me either. And honestly, I felt like, again, I felt like he was trying to cool off, or maybe I get how you can get irritated with somebody that's not giving you anything, but because she was forcing him to communicate and she didn't like what he was saying, I felt like she was the one actually escalating the argument.
Mhm. But my thing is, she's like, okay, I want to have a conversation. When I want to have a conversation, you're already mad.
Because I'm not ready to have a conversation.
And that's why you want to have a conversation, is because I'm mad. So where's the disconnect? Like, I'm mad. You
Leave
want
me
to have a
alone for a
conversation.
second. Right.
Leave the bull alone. Okay? Let the bull be. All right. So then his aunt came to check on them. Tiara said, when it's time for Aikeem to be held accountable for his actions, he's not doing it. He said, when it's time for you to stand in your BS, okay, I'll stand in mine. And said, she needs to be standing in hers. Auntie Nicole tries to tell her that, she needs to check her tone, okay, bring it down a few notches. This girl goes crazy. She goes apeshit crazy. It's not just me. It's not just me. Okay.
Deflecting.
Ma'am?
Deflecting. We didn't say, first of all, we ain't say nothing about you. We just told you to calm your butt down because he needs a minute to chill. And here you go off the top. And what it was is because what she thinks she's doing is helping, like you said. And this is all she knows how to do. And talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm sure that's probably how a lot of their arguments go. And it probably, again, escalates because she's trying to make him have a conversation that he's not ready to have in that moment. Now, granted, I understand her anger. What we're not going to do is you shut down and then we act like it didn't happen. But I don't know. Again, they both young and they don't really, in my opinion, just don't even.
But so after that, because I thought he was the bull. I thought he was the bull this entire time. And apparently they're just two bulls, okay? Because this woman goes into the house, starts yelling, "It's not just me! No!" Like, lady, what?
Even her mama was like, I
Oh,
didn't
she tried to
raise
calm
this.
her down. Look, and that was a great example. Her mom tried to calm her down, tried to get her to talk, and that's no, because you're being a bull right now, and you're not ready to talk.
Talk, right. Oh, that was funny. So
this was weird as hell to me. How he came in there, like, still, upset. And she was just screaming through the entire house. And she came in there with a big smile on her face. Hi, Tracy.
right.
Ma'am,
So
you have problems.
okay. So then we see Aikeem show up at therapy alone, at first, right? Tracy notices the things aren't right. And then of course, like Nail said, Tiara rolls in like ain't nothing wrong. And I said, well, they both I said, well, they both playing in our face at this point. So they talk about how he was going off and she wants him to communicate. She tells them they have a distance pursuer dynamic. And this is what I was talking about. He wants some distance. She wants to pursue it. And the only reason I'm saying this is because y'all, I told you, I have it in me. I just want the problem to be resolved. I just don't want to be upset. I don't want you to be
upset. But even if they're still upset, right? Even if they are willing to talk, that doesn't mean it's going to be resolved right then.
Facts.
So you might as well just wait till they're like
cooler heads, right? Again, with time, age, I've learned that, but I absolutely used to be that person that just want to resolve things in the moment. And so, yeah, basically, Aikeem reveals that Tiara gets physical. Okay, she starts to become unhinged with Tracy, and Tracy, and what you know is so funny. Tracy gives her no she gives her no reaction. She's like, I'm not entertaining this.
It's not just me either.
Right. So Aikeem says that, he's felt this way before. And so Tracy is like, do you hear what this man is saying? Tiara wants to know why he would propose and go through all this. And so she starts breaking.
Because he love you. He love her.
I think he does love her, but I think
not wanting to put your hands on him.
I think a lot of their issues too is just because they have grown up together. There is a love for each other, but I also think too they're trauma bonding. They've trauma bonded. She feels like she needs to be there for him, and he feels like he needs her. So they're both, and it's not healthy, and that's what old girl is going to point out. And so then she starts breaking down about being shot, losing her, her cousin losing her life, and basically she's just not trying to waste any more time. So now she's rethinking this whole them walking down the aisle. Tracy tasked Tiara to go speak with her mom and cousin about what's going on with her and her relationship. She tells Aikeem to go sit down with a therapist and his mom to unpack their stuff. And Aikeem basically, when he comes back, he tells his aunt about the therapy and how Tiara says she wished she had never accepted his ring, which I feel like I missed that part.
It wasn't. I thought maybe it was edited out because they didn't say it.
Oh, okay. And so basically he feels like, she's wasting his time. So it's very clear that he really wants to marry this woman. That's why I said I don't deny he clearly loves her, but I just think that it's probably not healthy for either one of them.
You know what I thought was dope? When Tiara was like, it's not just me, talking to Tracy, and she was like, okay, so how much of it is you?
And when she said 50%,
she said, okay, we'll work on your 50%, basically.
And stop jumping on him about what he needs to do.
I said, okay, Tracy.
I like Tracy. I like Tracy.
I said, Tracy. Tracy, where's she from? Tracy ain't giving me. She ain't giving me this.
Oh, she ain't giving you this. She giving you this.
No. So
look, Tracy.
And you see she be around them.
Look, you gonna tell Tracy might have a black husband.
It wouldn't surprise me. And let me say something. I wouldn't even be mad about it. Tracy, like you one of us for real. Like,
oh, I can't. She can get an invitation to the cookout.
Yeah, if she bring the sodas, absolutely.
Not the potato salad with the raisins.
No, she could bring the drinks.
You stupid.
So Aikeem and Venus, his mama, met with Tila. She's an integrated.
I thought it was Keela.
What is it?
I thought it was Keela.
I could have sworn I seen it spelled with a T.
Maybe, okay. I thought it was Keela. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Your Siri. I want to get her name right. I want to put some respect on her name.
That's what? Let me see. Let me see if there's other options. No, I have Tila.
Okay, go ahead.
What we'll call her is the integrated mental health professional.
There we go.
She said she wanted to know about their relationship, and Venus said that their relationship is good as far as she know. Okay, it's always been good. That's her baby. That's her bookie. Tila said a lot of our bonding and our attachment and our development starts from 0 to 7. I said, okay, you teaching me something. Go on, girl. She said that's one of the
But I
pivotal
think she
times.
needed to say that. I think
Huh?
she said that. I don't know about you, but I thought she said that for a reason, to
Yeah,
make
she
her
did. Yeah.
realize, oh, because you're like, oh, you're holding on to back then. And it's like, but back then were those precious years where I needed
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she said that's one of the pivotal times for how we operate as adults. Okay. Um, she huh? And she told Aikeem to express how he feels and what he may have wanted to say back then to her. He said that he felt like he wasn't enough. His dad wasn't there, and after some time passed, he felt like he ain't need him no more. Then his mom ain't there no more. She gone all the time. Okay. And he said that then he started to put up walls so that he couldn't be hurt. And in reality, it created a monster. And he said it bleeds into his relationship. So his mom got emotional, and she said that I know how you feel. Like the drugs take me away. What?
Am I the only one
Okay.
that wanted to know how she knew how he felt? And that might sound like a butthole thing to say.
Say what?
I wanted to know how she could relate to how he felt.
Who you talking about? His mama?
Yeah.
She can't. All she can do is apologize.
Okay. No, I'm just saying because she said, and I know how you feel. So I
And I
was
mean,
confused.
oh, you mean with her mom? That's the only way I could understand
That's
it.
why I'm confused. That's why I said mom doesn't give me.
We don't know what. I mean, for all she knows, for all we know, she just knows how to be accountable.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Fact.
Yeah, she got emotional and said, I know you feel like drugs can take me away. Um, and basically when you have a mother, you have someone to turn to, and when you don't, it hurts really bad. And said, she knows how that feels. Okay. And said that she's so sorry for how she made him feel. She told him he's the only thing that she felt like she ever did right, and told him, whatever you're holding in your heart, just let me know what it is. He said he knows that you wouldn't have chose, that drug of choice on your own. I don't know what that means. Okay. But he stays up at night.
It makes me think that it's a hard one.
And it makes me think someone put her on it, introduced her to it. But he said that he stays up at night knowing that all it takes is one time and she won't be here no more.
Right.
She said the only way she can rid his heart of that is to stop. And she promised him that she would. He also told her that they lost a lot of time and they need to rebuild. But now he's engaged and he wants his partner to be around as well. And Venus says she doesn't have a problem with that. She completely understands. So the therapist asked about promises that they were making. Venus said that she promises to show her son how she's trying and how she's getting better, to ease his mind so he doesn't ever have to worry about anything happening. He said he feels like he's getting his mom back and he's going to stop lashing out because of things that he feels in regards to his mom. So if anything came out of this, I hope it was that she did follow through with her promise.
I hope so too, y'all. I hope so too. So then we see Tiara sit down with her mother and her best friend. I forgot the poor baby's name already. But
Shadira.
Shadira. So her mother and Shadira tell her that they need to learn how to disagree, basically. And her mother says they can't go into a marriage with this much anger. She shares, when I say she, Tiara shares what Tracy shared with her in therapy.
Yeah, like me.
Right. And her best friend explains that she has things to work on as well. And she basically needs to work on loving herself, because how can she love anybody else if she can't do that? And I said, well, this is why we like Shadira. Okay. And so, and this is what behooved me is because she sits here and we think that she's having a moment, right? Where she's coming to the realization that this relationship is not healthy and I need to end it while she's with her mom and Shadira. And then we wake up and go to therapy with Tracy and I feel like we're gaslighting the out of her. Was it just me? I know that's not my part. I'm just saying because that's where we go.
What, out of Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't having it.
And I loved how she wasn't having it.
So in the final session with Tracy, she wanted to know how their task went. Aikeem told her that the task with his mama went amazing. You know, she actually listened and not just to respond, and she's willing to make changes, and he believes that she will make them. Tiara said the tears, comment that Tracy made.
Okay, no, what happened was she lied. She said she lied. She lied. Let's just say what it is. She went up there and lied to Tracy and gaslit her and told her that no, the tears and everything that she said on camera about, and yeah, this relationship is unhealthy and we got to learn to, communicate better and da-da-da. And all
yeah,
what
Tracy said was the task was for you to go in there and figure out if this was a good relationship for you.
Right.
Okay. And Aikeem said, yeah, I just feel like our biggest issue.
Right. And she didn't say nothing. And then he popped up and then she was like, no.
Yeah, Tracy was like, no, I don't think that's what it is. Okay. She said the biggest issue is this cycle that you're in involved.
This A cycle.
Yeah, this A cycle. She said tension, incident, reconciliation, calm. And she said that's exactly what happened yesterday. I said, well, and she said, and
toxic cycle too.
She basically said, you had to blow up, and now look, you back here acting like ain't nothing happened until the next incident.
Right.
Okay. Tracy said, I feel like that's what you were saying. It's not just him. You were also seeing your part in it. Tracy said she doesn't see that they're really going to be able to engage with each other without creating your cycle until they each individually have a higher skill level dealing with their anger, dealing with the shutdowns, and dealing with the trauma. And this cycle is so powerful that you would not be able to engage in a new way just because you decided to. Aikeem said, I feel like it's my fault because of yesterday.
And she said, stop.
He said, no, if it could have been avoided, it would have been avoided. Okay.
This how I knew they disregard anything she said, because she's basically telling them verbatim, y'all don't need to be together right now until you work on yourselves. And they didn't want to combat her. He was trying to they didn't want to hear anything, but they pacified her to get through this session.
I think she knew it though.
I think she knew it too. But I think she has, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think she also probably has a legal liability. If I'm in here and I know that you guys are putting hands on each other and here we are in counseling, I can't sit here and advocate for y'all to walk out here together hand in hand when I know this is what's going on.
So he did try to combat Tracy with that, but Tiara said, you know what? No, she's right. Okay, we need to put a pause on moving forward with the engagement because, I need to work out some things. You need to work out some things so that this cycle doesn't repeat. And you know what? He said that he was fine with that if she wanted to get some therapy. Tracy suggested that they do 90 days just to, work on themselves, feel things out, and try to get out of this cycle. And she said, I really feel like you guys have a good shot because you ain't got no kids. Okay. Right. You're young and you're willing to do the work. So stay the hell away from each other.
Okay. And we knew that wasn't going to happen. And so,
toxic love toxic.
Right. So they get back to the family and they let them know they putting things on pause. His mother is thanking God. Both families agree that they're making the right decision. And then we learned that they didn't pause the engagement at all. They just pushed the wedding back a year, and they claim they're learning to communicate without anger, even though they still as they're waiting to go to therapy because they still haven't made it. And clearly they don't know about BetterHelp, and they no longer bring the past into their conversations. Aikeem and his mother are much better, and she's living a healthier lifestyle.
You know what I thought was funny? The grandmama said, therapy works for people.
Right. Therapy works for people. So
they actually got to go, though.
But they actually got to go. And again, we saw it when they walked into that lady's office and tried to gaslight her. They was going to be together regardless because they have built their relationship off this cycle. So I wish them the best. I hope they figured it out. They still young, and I just hope they take their time and really work on themselves like they're supposed to.
Your time, young man.
And mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. What y'all know about that?
But anyway, y'all. This is our age for real.
Yeah, we are showing our age.
You can't talk mess because you about to be there.
She loves to rub this in because she's been older than me for 6 months. Anyway, Andrew, I had to tell you she was older and been that way for 6 months. But anyway, y'all. So no, we appreciate you being here with us. If you haven't already, please make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys are subscribed.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the Blue Sky, TikTok, IG, and the Facebook. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure the notification bells are on. As you know, I will be going live, but my little birthday celebration as well. I think I'm gonna have that and sipping shades together. So we'll give you some hot topics while we're in that. But yeah, so I got my birthday live coming up. Stay tuned. I'm dropping Beyond the Gates episodes 1 through 5. As y'all know, we got 90 Day for you this week. We're closing out Potomac. Real Housewives of Atlanta starts next week. We got Raising Canaan starting next week. So we're gonna be busy. Okay, we're gonna be busy in the city. Okay. But yeah, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in with what we got going on. And we appreciate your love and support. And yeah, we will catch you next week for another round of foolishness that is the family or the fiance. Y'all have a good night and have a great week. Bye-bye.